2020, the year that shook the entire planet. A small virus, not even visible by our naked eyes, changed the entire history and course of mankind. In this video, I'm going to talk about where I was during that pandemic, how I got stuck on the ship, and what eventually led me to start my YouTube channel. Let's start the video. It was August 2019 and I joined one of the biggest ships in the world as a third officer. Everything went well till December of that year, which was 2019. A smooth contract, a very fun contract because it was, of course, a big ship. Many of you even know the name of the ship because I came back on that particular ship once more. And I had a really good captain, excellent crew, a very knowledgeable trip, I would say. Lot of fun, lot of new experiences, lot of shore leaves. I went to Germany, to Spain and United Kingdom. Lot of fun, and it was time for me to sign off. And I got the news by the end of December in 2019 that my reliever is going to be coming from Philippines and he'll be joining the ship on 21st of January. That will be in the port of Ningbo, China. Now I remember it was January 2020 when I got the news that Chinese New Year was going to happen in that particular sign-off area, and I started getting anxious. So anyway, at this time there was no traces of this COVID-19 origination from Wuhan. So I was already tense and anxious that I hope that the Ningbo, China port does not close down during that time, because my sign-off will get delayed. And I keep emphasizing this fact that the sign-off mode is a very dangerous mode. So it was around 18th or 19th of January and I got my flight tickets that I will be signing off from Ningbo on this particular date. That was 21st of Jan. So we were coming out of Malaysia at that time, going from the South China Sea into the Taiwan Strait near to the East China Sea. And suddenly one of the crew members from Philippines showed me a screenshot of a news article. It said that an unknown strange fever has started developing in Chinese districts, one of the Chinese districts. I didn't know it was Wuhan that time. So I thought, okay, it's normal. Sometimes swine flu starts, sometimes some flu starts. I thought nothing to be afraid of. So I said, okay, but the scare already started running through the crew. Now understand, on the ship, we are a community of 25 people. One news spreads like wildfire and everybody gets to know it within that day itself. So there were 3 more people who were due to sign off with me and go back to their homes. Now understand, this is the last leg of the contract, which is the 6th month. So everybody started getting this anxious feeling that what if this virus is so big and we are not able to sign off. To be honest, I was being very optimistic, but as you know, it happened and whatever happened. But at that time, I was like, no, it's fine. Flight tickets are here, the relievers flight tickets are here. What can possibly go wrong? I think I will pass through this. Now, when Chinese New Year comes, the ports usually get very busy. And sometimes there is a delay in the port due to heavy congestion. The port call was delayed by, I remember, 4 days. So it became 25th of January. Now I'll tell you what happened, guys, with me. So my heart started pounding really badly when I saw the email of the ETA, which is the estimated time of arrival given by the agent. There was already a 4-day delay mentioned there, and I went to the mail section, checked out everything that am I reading the right date or not. And I was in a serious state of shock. Now I did not want to tell this to my parents or my girlfriend yet, because they would get a bit panicky, because they have already arranged for everything. When I'm coming back here, we have already planned out what we have to do next. So I thought maybe it will get changed and it will come back. You know, this mind starts getting optimistic, hoping that the thing becomes in your favor. But sometimes The reality is not like that. Now, again, when we were close to 20th or 21st Jan, as I remember, the news started popping up really frequently of this virus. Now they said it's a virus and it has started in Wuhan and the Wuhan district is shut off. I said, okay, Wuhan district is shut off. I am in from Ningbo, which is far away. So I said, okay, that is closed. I will still be able to sign off. Now understand, at this time your mind already reaches back home. So you don't feel like working. You tend to start daydreaming even with your eyes open and while closed, of course. And sometimes you don't even get sleep in that excitement, or I would call anxiety also, of this tricky situation of the sign-off, sign-on procedure. So the captain came onto the bridge and he told me, have you seen the email? I said, yes, captain. He said, what do you think? I said, captain, I'm trying to keep myself strong and engaged with work so that I don't think about it. While at the same time he mentioned this, that there is a virus which is spreading and I hope that we are able to get alongside because our food and water provisions were reducing. So I understood the bigger picture that yes, food is more important. Of course, sign off can be delayed to the next food, but food is required. So he was beginning to understand that there might be something which is going wrong here during our during this change of arrival timings and the entire timings of where we are. Okay, 23rd January. I am excited now. No articles or no very strange news that okay, the world is going to shut down. Nothing like that. Is that Wuhan is shut, but the virus is deadly. Now when I saw this word deadly, immediately I started getting this fear of my life. So things started happening in my head that maybe if I sign off and this virus gets into me somehow and I get back to India, and I was not scared about myself, but my father and mother who were, in the age of 50, 55. So I was already scared with that age thing. So I started getting that panicky and fearful thoughts. And I told the captain one particular day on, I think 23rd or 24th Jan, that captain, I cannot do this. Just sign me off. I'm done. And we had kind of a tussle also that, he's like, please understand, I cannot do anything. That this is beyond our control. And at that time your mind gets constricted. It's not able to listen to anyone else. It can be captain, it can be your mother, father, no one. It just wants to get out of that area. So I called my girlfriend. I went down to the cabin after my watch and I told her this. Of course she was more scared that I don't catch the virus, but I was trying to explain to her that I am getting crazy, that if I get stuck here, I don't know when the next port will come. And it happened like that. She was trying to make me understand that no, it is fine. It is just a virus in that district. You will be able to come back. You will not catch the virus. But I knew she was also scared that the virus does not come into me and I carry it here. Guys, 25th Jan came. In the morning, we received a newsletter from our company that sign off crew change has stopped from China from that day onwards. All flight arrangement. I was going to sign off that day and everything got cancelled. I don't know how to explain this to you all. It is like those who are parents, I would say, as close as your baby has been snatched away from you. For me, it was like my life was taken away from me. And I'm sure many seafarers who are watching this have faced that. And it is, I don't know what to call it. It's like hell. The mind makes it hell. That happened. And believe me guys, you cannot do anything once sign out procedures are officially shut. We went inside the port of Ningbo. We did not receive any food because everything was cancelled. No interactions, just be on the ship, do the cargo watch from the bridge. The people who are coming on the ship to put container lashings, check everything. They did their work. We were inside the accommodation and it was locked down because on that particular day or the day before, the area where Ningbo comes in was also officially shut down by the Chinese government because the virus had spread here. Now, at this time, I was in the fight and flight mechanism. That means I was not worried about sign off after a certain point of time. I was worried more about the life. That's where all this evolutionary psychology, all of this kicks in for your body to survive. So my mind was telling me that you have to keep safe, you have to keep the life intact, your body intact, no virus can harm you. So we wore our N95 masks we already had on the ship for dust pollution, dust prevention and all of that. We wore that, and I remember hand sanitizers were not a necessary thing that time. So we were improvising, I don't know with what all, with soaps of course, but I remember I had my aftershave and I thought this is I think 80 or 90% alcohol. So I used to put it and keep rubbing this aftershave onto my hands. Okay, the operations happened. We came out from the port, and then the next news what the company sent was no more of the port calls are decided for you all. Stay outside for further news. Now understand, the next ports which we had were all in China. And I knew it's going to take 1 month more for us to recover those, and then I will be able to go back home from Malaysia. Now, the captain came on the bridge the following day. I was on watch and he saw my face, and what a beautiful captain. I mean, his heart was so pure and so powerful. He said, he came and put his hand on my shoulder. He said, Karan, I empathize with you. I understand what you're feeling, and I'm going to do my best for you to sign off from the ship somehow. At that time, only China was affected by this virus. So he gave me that push, that don't worry. But of course, at that time, I got that fatherly feeling from him. Yet my mind had become like a concrete slab. Nothing was able to penetrate it. I just wanted to go home by some way or the other. And at this time, safety is a big problem. So remember, whenever you are feeling like this, you have to break that slab with a nail, because your safety, your crew's safety, your ship's safety is more important than your emotions and feeling at that time. Remember that. He told me there is a very big possibility that I will be able to sign off because we don't have food. And without food, the ship cannot run. Officially, we have many rules and regulations. So he went on to work. Like, he went on to telling the company the exact scenario, taking in the company's feedback, and somehow after 4 days, those 4 days were hell, guys. All the crew had lost it because they were now scared for their families, not for themselves, because we were already out at sea. They were scared of their family, that we already got some news that this virus can travel very rapidly, and we were like, this can reach the entire planet in no time. We were getting these news. Understand, when you see news on the ship, you are helpless, powerless. So it becomes more tough. After 4 days, the captain came on the bridge. At this time, we were outside of the Chinese waters. We were just drifting and waiting for further instructions. So the captain had arranged with the agent in South Korea, a port called Gwangyang. He had said that we have to go there in the anchorage area to pick up food and provision. At that time, South Korea was still open for crew change. And believe me guys, it was 29th or 30th of January on that particular day. The second officer that time made a course. We went straight, it was like 8 or 10 hours. We got there, and just before getting there, the captain told me, I have pushed the company to send my reliever to South Korea, to the port of Gwangyang, and this happened overnight. And I was thrilled and excited. I'm still very thankful to that captain. The captain who's there, if he's watching, he knows. He's my mentor now. He arranged for that, and the crew change has to happen for me to sign off, because there is a requirement of minimum safe manning. So I cannot just walk off the ship. If I was a cadet, yes, I could have walked off. He arranged for all of this. The company arranged. So the company is a really good company I work with, and they tied up and everything was fixed. The reliever came. That's the first time I gave a handover just through a paper. There was no time. We were at anchorage. A small boat came along that brought the people who will relieve us, and the same boat was supposed to pick us up and take us to the port and then to the airport. So I did that handover with just a note, and I told the my reliever that everything is done. Don't worry, just read through your notes. Give me a call if any doubt. And the best part is that if you are in the same pool of people in that crewing department, you are generally coming onto the same ships, as you must have observed in my videos also. So he was used to it. So I thanked the captain. I still have a picture of him. We clicked a picture and he said, enjoy. I went to the port. From Gwangyang, I flew to Seoul, which is, I think, the capital of South Korea. So I had an overnight stay. Now, during this time, my family was very scared that I might just catch the virus because it's already in this Asian area. So I took all the precautions. I wore 2 masks N95 and had my aftershave all the time. I was putting it here, everywhere, like crazy. So I had an overnight stay in Seoul. Of course, I didn't go out because I was too scared and I was traumatized. It was a traumatic event because I have never seen such an event at a very large scale. Like the whole globe is getting impacted through it. And believe me, the next day I flew out from Seoul, and entire South Korea got shut because there was, I think, Christian community or somewhere. There was a church which had got a case and it spread to all of them. The entire South Korea got shut. I was in the airplane that time, and when I landed, I received message from my mom and my girlfriend that South Korea shut. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? I landed. I texted, I am here. But the story does not stop there. So India got strict that time for all the returnees from South Korea, and I was walking down the aisle, and there were thermo screening that time. What had happened was South Korea was very cold, so I was wearing a jacket still and had that neck rest. So my body temperature was high, and that guy called me and pushed me aside. And I was like, oh my God, what is going to happen? I felt like that series of Banged Up Abroad on Nat Geo or Discovery. They used to come that, you are carrying something weird and now you are under investigation. Similarly, I was put aside and I was asked to wait. Now that guy who was doing the screening, he knew that sometimes the pillow cover causes a heat rise. So he told me remove this and wait for 10 minutes. But at this time, I called my girlfriend. She was out waiting for me at the airport. She was heartbroken. I was shut. I was like, I don't know what will happen to me. Maybe I'll have to go to a detention center or something. But after 10 minutes, the temperature was normal and I went back home. Now, once I went back home, you all know what happened in India. I also got COVID in the second wave. Such a bad tragedy. I hope this never happens. And but what happened during this time was from February till July. I was at home. Now I want to talk about in this pandemic area how my mind shifted. All the doctors and nurses, everybody was getting this tag called essential workers, and they were able to move around. Now something pinched me a lot. The captain who was there on the ship, already 5 months had passed. He was still there, and there was a cadet, I remember, who was there since 12 months. Now I got a bit furious that how can it be possible that the countries are not considering seafarers as essential workers? Man, we are carrying everything. The trade is happening because of seafarers. And something caught my attention that I need to get this seafarer community up, because this is going nowhere. We have no right or respect to even go and join a ship or come back from a ship. Understand, for 8 and 9 months being on a ship is mental torture. It is really inhumane, especially when you know that the families at home during COVID pandemic are suffering. It's a total lockdown. There are no food supplies. There is no vaccine that time. There are no medicines for this. It's not curable as such. And I could just imagine, I was lucky and blessed. I was here with my parents, yet I was so scared. But there was some power which came inside me. It just came and I was like, I need to talk about this. Now before this, believe me guys, I'm a very introvert person. I don't like to speak in front of anyone. I was never a public speaker. In fact, till now I have stage fright. And that time I just focused on breaking this barrier, which became my purpose, that I need to get our seafarers community out there. They need help. They need me right now. That was the only purpose I had, and it's still there. So I picked up the camera. I had a GoPro 8, which my girlfriend and my sister gave me. So the best gift I have ever received, because it changed my entire life. And I picked it up and I started documenting my COVID-19 testing. Now I was due to join the same ship and relieve the same third officer who had come to relieve me during the Jan 2020. This time I had to relieve him in July 2020. So I started documenting it. Now understand, when there is purpose, you forget about yourself. You are only concerned about helping and doing welfare for others. So for me, it shattered all my fears. It was like Swami Vivekananda ji. He's my teacher. He's my someone who I learned from. He said, fearlessness, strength, and courage is where God is. And I could totally understand that. And I had that fearlessness, this courage, this strength. And without thinking to, I started speaking in front of that camera, just like I'm speaking right now. And I said, okay, let me document my journey and put it out there. If you see my past videos, the oldest one, the last 3 ones, you will understand how bad a speaker I am. I am not very good in English. My Hindi is also very bad. And I was still very much hell-bent that I need to do this. I need to get this creativity out of me. And those of you who are watching me, who are following me, I just want to inspire you that there is some creativity always inside a human being. That's the blessing we have. That's the gift we have from God. To use it, to get it out there, takes a lot of courage and strength. But it exists in each one of you who is watching. You can get it out there. I'm giving my example because you have seen me. You have seen me grow, those who have been following me. And this is all thanks to a purpose, a courage, a strength, to just get my seafarer community. My mom gets to know what I am doing out there, whether I am safe or not. My girlfriend watches my hardships and does not, get into that zone that I don't know what he's doing, the misconceptions. So it was all of this which came into me suddenly, and it's been 3 years and still I'm here with you, sharing my heart out with all of you. So that pandemic changed me for the better, and I understand now the value of life first. Secondly, the value of what we do as seafarers, carrying all the vaccines, the medicines, all the trade, food, clothes, shelter, everything is being transported by ship. Like they say, 90% is carried by ships. So this is my reason to start this YouTube channel. Now those who keep asking me how to start a YouTube channel or how to make one, I said, this is not the question. The question is, what is the purpose of you putting out content there? What are you trying to achieve? Are you trying to give something to the society, or are you just doing it for your selfish reason? Well, the monetary aspects are a benefit because YouTube pays you money and you get brand collaboration, all that. That is a much later advantage of this. But the real crux of creating content is that you put something out there, you help people, you inspire people. And that comes only through courage, tremendous strength, and breaking many barriers with the mind sets in. So this was the message I wanted to put across after talking about all of this. And of course, telling you guys that on the ship, I also lose my head. I'm like, it's very normal. And I fail, I fall down many times. I just want to say that be courageous. Have the strength to speak up. Whether it's on the ship, whether it's here, have the courage to speak the truth. Have the courage to speak what is right, not for you, but for others. Understand the ethics, the morality, all of that. And if you want to create content, go ahead, but have a purpose, a meaning behind it. So I am so happy I have a community of you all who keep supporting me, who keep encouraging me to make content. So that's how the pandemic changed me. That was my story. And I want to conclude this video by saying that when I joined that ship, I saw my fellow crewmates who were there for 12 months, who got stuck. They were totally different from what I had known them when I left from the ship. I made an interview also with one of the ABs. It was very tragic and saddening and disheartening to see, and that also fueled my purpose of making these YouTube videos. So please give all the support and love to seafarers, to your colleagues, to your parents, to your loved ones, to everyone in this world, including yourself. So enough of Gyan, the Gyan from me. This was my experience. Hope you all liked it. If you did, don't forget to like the video, share it, and subscribe it. And I will see you back from the high seas. Thank you.